Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Lodgify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.
Stop shop for the latest news, noteworthy trends, and thought-provoking discussions across the industry. From hotels to short-term rentals to all things travel and hospitality, you'll find each episode equips you with the information that you need to start your week. Join us on Good Morning Hospitality every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, good morning. We are back.
We are back, man. That felt like a month that we weren't together. It was only a week.
It really did actually feel like a very long time. I was like, oh, wait, what? Hold on. What's going on? But why don't you tell everybody, you had a very exciting week last week. Why don't you tell everybody
I had a lot going on. Well,
yeah,
I had 2 weeks of one. We didn't do our show last week because I was doing a training for a wonderful hotel group, the Mandarin Oriental. Love working with them. So I wasn't able to be with you all live that day. And then I got super sick. I was like down and out, upper respiratory infection, lots of meds to prepare so I could go on a quick family vacation with my wife and kids to the wonderful world of Universal Studios and Resorts, which was awesome. And I'm happy to share some more about that in the more of the recap. But we had a great time there, stayed at 2 different hotels,
Love that.
Went to the parks, had a wonderful time.
Oh, and so how many days? It was like 4 days?
Yeah, we just went Wednesday to Sunday, nice and easy.
That's perfect.
You know, from Miami to Orlando, didn't take the train, which I wish I would have. So on the way back, there was a big car accident. We had to sit in traffic in one spot for 2 hours with kids. It's a challenge, we'll say.
Oh my gosh. No, for sure. Well, gosh, that's like, what a way to like end it, you know, but that is part of like the deal. Hey, we got Jeremy on, by the way. For those of you that are joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. Always love to start off the show with that because it's so cool to see. More importantly, Steve, did your kids love it?
Oh, it was awesome. And you know what's cool too? I had these new Ray-Ban Meta glasses that takes video.
Yes. I love those.
Which I love. Cool. They're awesome because you get to stay. I think so. I stay in the moment now because I'm not having to pull out my phone and take video of the kids. I just like say, hey, Meta, take a video, or just hit this button and I get to stroll around. It takes video, it takes pictures, and I got to see their faces so excited to go on stuff for the first time. And it was awesome.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that. Okay, we're gonna. I'm sure you're gonna have so much more to share after that, or like later on in the episode, but that's awesome. That's so great. By the way, right now, what's going on? I know we've got a lot of our friends that are over at High Tech, the Hospitality Tech Conference that's going on in Charlotte.
Absolutely.
So shout out to everybody that happens to be at that. That is exciting. Always good stuff. Hopefully by next week we get some more feedback and maybe we can talk about some of the highlights from the show.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people there. A lot of people going. I see a lot of familiar faces. And it looks pretty cool in Charlotte. I think Charlotte's a fun city to do that.
Totally. I know. Speaking of, so it started Monday. This made me chuckle. So fun fact, the busiest day ever in airports was this past Sunday, June 23rd. And I was like, what? Why?
Yeah, that's so random. Why was it? Do you find out?
Somebody commented, no, not really, but somebody commented on one of my my videos saying it's because everybody was going to High Tech, and it just made me chuckle.
I think too that it was part of Juneteenth being in the middle of the week, and a lot of people took, like we did. That's why we planned. We had an extra day off. Office were closed, so maybe that's why it ended up going that way.
That makes sense. I think it's probably the combination of Juneteenth because that being a holiday, and then also. And then also I had somebody mention to me that a lot of schools like on the East Coast, or at least maybe the Northeast, finally let out. So maybe that was a combination. I feel like the school, I mean, I don't have kids, so let's call it what it is. But like I said, I feel like the schools.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a big reason.
Have been out. No, but the schools on the West Coast have been out for like 3 weeks. Like they're
already too.
Yeah. So who knows? Probably has to do
But
with
you were
age.
all over the place too. So I got to travel. You got to go on a cruise.
Yes,
There was a
that's
lot
right.
going on there.
I just came back from Margaritaville at Sea. This is their second ship. They did a fantastic job with it. They really like every corner designed so well. Also, I will say this, that their staff training, everybody that I interacted with on their staff, and we'll talk more about that later, but everybody I interacted with was so wonderful and welcoming and accommodating. And we were on an inaugural sailing. So there were a lot of firsts. There were a
Mhm.
lot of firsts, figuring things out. But they did a really, really wonderful job. So I've got more videos to share from that experience, but we had a great time. The weather could have been better, but you can't control the weather. So, but they really, great entertainment and all of that fun stuff. So
Yes,
shout
all
out to
of
the
the videos.
Margaritaville at Sea team.
It looked very nice. And since we went on our summer trips, if you're watching now, let us know. Are you going on a summer trip? Have you been on a summer trip? I'd love to see
Yeah.
our viewers and listeners have gone.
Nope, that's great. I know. Are you going international, domestic? What are you inspired by? All right. So that being said, you want to go ahead and we talk about some of our topics today?
Let's do it.
My topics. Don't know what that is. All right. So this is fascinating. This is happening in my home state of California. Hotels are racing to comply with California's junk fee laws. I know I'm not a fan of that word or phrase, but basically, starting July 1st, U.S. hotels need to comply with a California state law that requires them to upfront disclose the total cost, including mandatory fees like hotels, taxes, all of that. But it does apply to hotels, short-term rentals, cruises, and yeah. So everybody's trying to like make sure that they got their ducks in a row. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it works because it's a challenge because a lot of the platforms that you
Yeah.
list on, you have to list it that way.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And so
sure.
it's not only like if as a short-term rental operator, I have a company that does that and also working in hotels. I'm not on the revenue side, but I know from my own experiences, you have your rate, you have your fees for
Mhm.
cleaning, you have your other resort fees, you have all these things that they make you break out. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they change that because I know it's not always that easy. And then you price things certain ways based off of having done that for so many years. It'll be interesting to see. I think you'll see a lot higher prices now, but that's just because
Yeah.
everything's rolled into one and it'll be clean and easy to see. So it's a challenge though, because I know if I'm just talking to some people, like it's not as easy as like, oh, 1, 2, 3, change it.
Yeah, and well, exactly. And also it depends on where your property is listed. So everyone, as you were saying, it's like whether it's on a third party website, whether it's on Google, whether it's on whatever it is.
Hmm.
So depending on the property and how what platforms you already have and how they disseminate that information. Some are having a little bit of an easier time, and some are like, oh, okay, wait, we need to make sure and go through this. Oh, and then we need to go through this and go through this. So, yeah, I mean, look, anytime that there's a deadline, obviously you've got people that are going to be kind of scrambling to. I think that's my life. My life is
Yep.
is just a series of scrambles for deadlines. So yeah, obviously people are going to be, looking at that. But I do think that this is ultimately a good thing. I don't
Hmm.
like the junk fee word. Like it's not a junk
Yeah,
fee
it's,
because it's not
it's
junk. Those are
hotel
all
fees.
fees.
Because in those junk fees, well, I'll read it here. We've got it here. Is Bill 478 was designed to expose hidden junk fees and marks a shift towards transparency about non-optional charges, including resort fees, destination fees, parking fees, and or facility charges. So, I get it. Sometimes you check into a hotel, you book the room for your rate, and then all of a sudden, mandatory parking fee, whether it's self-parking or valet, crazy overnight fees, resort fee where you just get Wi-Fi and nothing else, right?
Yeah.
Facility charge to be able to use the pool, right? So it's all these things that a lot of people have tried to make extra money on to get to the bottom line.
By the way, how much is charging in general, overnight charging for parking at a hotel in Miami?
$60 is probably the
I
average in Miami Beach.
I was just at a hotel on the Sunset Strip, and I just happened to look. I mean, I didn't have to pay for it anyway, but
It's a nice parking garage for your car. It has a pillow. It has mints. You know?
They did try. It was $70 overnight. And I just share that because I mean, not a surprise. The 4 years ago it was 50. So yeah, it makes sense that it would be 70 now. I share that as a reminder that these costs go up. So the next time anybody happens to be at a hotel and you see the overnight fee is $70 in a big city, do not be surprised. You heard it here first or
Yep.
elsewhere. But
Try to use regular, use the Ubers of the world, but even Uber is getting more expensive now just to do basic rides and go places.
oh yeah. Try it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So anyway, I do, by the way, I do like this. It's good that just for transparency, because fees are fees and they are necessary and they are not junk, but they do need to be shared ahead of time. So
Yeah. And we've talked about it. If you're charging those fees, give some value for those things.
Sure.
Like, I hate seeing the resort fee when it's not a resort and they don't give you anything. So
totally. They charged up my car. How nice is that? They didn't
That's
even
very
ask.
nice.
They just I came down. They're like, oh, we were charging your car. And I was like, oh, I live down the street.
Anticipated your needs. See, they took care of you.
It was very nice. It was very nice. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the mini bar.
Let's do it. I love the mini bars.
I'm into the mini bar. Oh, wait, hold on. Jeremy just chimed in here.
So in Israel, 27 per day and 54 for the first day, and then 27 for each following day. All right, I like that. Tiers off. So it's not
that's good. That makes sense.
Like, good to see over there.
We're gonna, fingers crossed. By the way, I've got a dear friend of mine that hopefully will be staying at Jeremy's property. So
wow,
I think that's kind of fun.
All right, that's Jeremy, cool. Pressure's on.
No, there's no pressure. Jeremy just has to show up and be himself, who's already exceeding everything. So it'll be a lot of fun. I appreciate it. We'll keep everybody posted. Okay, so let's talk about the mini bar. So we've both talked about this before. We're big fans of mini bars. I know that you really have gone into depth on this, but there are a couple hotels that are really kind of like upping their snack game beyond the mini bar. And just there are some honorable mentions here. Wanted to kind of share some of them. So you've got the Blind Tiger, by the way, love the name.
It's a cool name.
Portland, Maine. So they've got Buffalo Ranch flavored chips, Swedish almond cake, and some fancy soda. You've got the Bulgari Hotel in London. So they've got the Bulgari Sweet Station, which is kind of cool. It's stocked with classics like gummy bears and marshmallows, plus things like little fizzy watermelon wedges. I love that they've got that going on. Cloudvale in Jackson, Wyoming, which funny, I've actually talked about them before. But they've got basically little stations on every floor with treats like trail mix, snack bars, Miss Vicky's chips, little cans of La Croix. So yeah, there's cool stuff. Have you seen anything on here that's kind of interesting?
Yeah, I like seeing a lot of what they're doing is being creative, right? And taking some of them, a lot of boutique hotels, so maybe they can't get into every room, so they're doing things in a public area that feels kind of market style.
Which is great. I love that.
And I like that they're all kind of giving a taste of their hometown, right? So in Boulder, they've got a selection of like their local beers and chocolates and ciders from their local town.
Yeah.
I like seeing in Cape Town, they've got a rotating selection of cheesecakes and quiches and cold pressed juices and gingerbread houses that they do during the holidays. So it's fun to see those things. And what I really like to see a little bit more of, and it's kind of hit or miss, it has to be done the right way, is I'm starting to see a lot of like ultra high end vending machines. Right?
More than like the little Veuve Clicquot ones, right?
Right. So that was like where it kind of started, like the Moet Chandon, Veuve Clicquot, champagne, right? So very nice. But now like where you're getting like high-end treats and like meals that are created for you. Like I've seen ramen ones that make you like a ramen bowl that looks amazing. I've seen ones that are like gourmet cakes that you can choose different gourmet cakes from. I've seen ones that are creating, gelato flavors for you in different ways. And it helps because you don't have the labor to staff those things all day, but it works and they're actually really good. So I'm looking more and more into that. I'm doing that with a client right now. And so I'm like, all right, this is actually very cool to see what's going on in this space.
It is really neat because again, as you just mentioned, it's all about the creativity. So it can be creative on what you're offering in the room, what you're offering on the floor, or if you are looking into some of these high-end vending machines, that's really I think about it. when I go and I visit my family in Allentown, Pennsylvania, the good old Lehigh Valley International Airport, which recently was redone, but it's, I mean, there's like 8 gates, let's call it,
Mhm.
let's just be, but they have some amazing vending machines. And every time I go by, I'm like, oh, I want to look at this because I
Yeah.
don't.
And it
So
feels like a destination itself. Like they have like a stage around the vending machine. Like you walk up, so you feel like you're walking into
a
things.
stage.
Yeah, I got into a black hole on YouTube watching about vending machines in Japan because that's like their whole culture. They have a
Yeah,
whole
that
thing
is their
on
whole
it.
thing.
And I
Yeah.
haven't been there, but just walking with this person that was going like street to street, like ultra high end stuff. Like you could buy gold bars in one, you could have toys at another, you could have food, you have like all random things. So I like seeing where it's going because it's hard with some not having labor. This is a creative way to offer a nice service on the go.
Yeah. No, definitely. Very, very cool. That's fun. It's fun to see. So let us know if you've seen anything interesting, or if you guys are doing anything interesting at your property. Again, we can learn so much from each other, but the mini bar, do not sleep on that. People
No,
will buy
get
stuff.
creative. Yeah, get creative. Don't make it yes. Look, the most popular items are the Snickers bar and things people know, but also put in some things that are not competing with the Walgreens or 7-Eleven down the street from the hotel. Find something uniquely local. People will buy it. Give them some swag that's cool. They'll buy it. I've seen it. So don't give up on your mini bar. Just give it some creativity.
In every hotel that I stay at, which is a lot,
Yeah,
I always look at the mini bar just
yeah,
to
me
see.
too. Yeah, see
Oh,
what's
just to
interesting.
see. It's cool. And sometimes I do get stuff. So all right. This is kind of fun. But
I like this one.
Tasmania. Tasmania is enticing winter tourists with odd job offers. I thought this was just kind of interesting just because basically Tasmania is offered, and for those that don't know, it's in Australia. They've got these like tongue-in-cheek sort of jobs, this initiative to boost tourism during the winter months. So right now obviously it's winter, it's our summer, but they've got some fun things that basically is like, hey, you could swap out your daily grind for a cool job with us in the off season. So they've got things like a paranormal investigator, a wombat walker.
I like that one. I'm gonna take the wombat for a walk.
You're gonna do a stargazer. Now, okay,
This one seems dangerous. So we looked up it earlier. The oyster organizer, the one who kind of
oh
sorts
yeah,
and
yeah,
cleans and
yeah.
tastes
No,
the oysters. What if you get a bad one? I'm scared of
no.
oysters now. I used to love them,
Oh
but then
really?
they got
Oh
me
no way.
bad once. I can't look at them now.
Oh God. Well, and yeah. So you get to taste test oysters. That's one. Now here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, not a big surprise. These positions they're not paid, but all expenses are paid for. So you would definitely be doing it for the fun of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking for people to kind of do that and share their experience on social media.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. What would they do in LA? And I'll tell you maybe what they could do in Miami.
Ooh, what would they
Pop
do in
quiz.
LA?
We didn't talk about this backstage, but what would they do?
No, we
What could
sure
be
didn't.
something
You
fun?
put me on the spot. Okay.
Mhm.
Ooh, I think they should do something like be a tram operator at like Universal Studios, or like a tram operator at one of the actual studios. So whether it's Universal or so that they have to like, yeah, I think that's something.
That'd be
Uh,
cool.
I'm just trying to think of that if there's something else. Let me keep thinking. What would they do in Miami?
Miami, we'll do Miami Beach. We could be a sea turtle spotter because we got to keep
Okay,
an eye out for our sea turtles. It's coming into sea turtle season.
I
We
like that.
would be a merengue dancer at one
Okay.
of the local clubs. That would be fun to be one of the dancers on the stage
That
for
would be
an
super
hour.
fun.
What else would I say could be a fun job here at Miami Beach? I wouldn't make them do the hard work of actually doing the fun work, but there was always a fun job. It got a little out of control, but you could be the suntan butler where you would help people choose the right suntan and help
Yes.
them safely apply it. Right. So you just have to make sure that was a fun job that some hotels had down here for a while.
I hear that, and there are things that's like, I feel like you could have people that would be like, I'm going to take somebody on a hike, and they're going to be
That'd
like
be
a
a cool
hike.
one.
Yeah. Basically, their hike tour guide, a celebrity spotter. Maybe they have a
Mhm.
temporary job at TMZ spotting celebrities. That could
I
be
like
kind
it.
of fun.
I got the cafecito taster, right? So
Oh,
strong Cuban coffee. You got to make sure is it done the right way.
we
Learn how
have
to
the
make it.
avocado toast taster.
Oof.
I'm kidding.
That's a good bi-coastal breakfast right there.
That is a very good bi-coastal breakfast.
Everyone can have their Biscayne coffee and we'll be ready to go.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Yeah. So anyway, I think this is a great thing.
It's
Like, what a fun idea for. I love when tourism boards just get creative in their ways to just kind of put themselves on the map. Like, why we are talking about Tasmania, not because
You
either
never
one
would.
of us are going, but because they're having fun with this.
Did you
So
see the video about Oslo, going to Oslo?
no.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you after. So they made a video for their city. Usually it's like, hey, come see like the best things
Yeah.
here. This was very dry humor about why not to come
Oh
to
my gosh,
Oslo.
of course.
And
Love
it's
it.
really funny because it's like, why would you even come here? I could walk into any restaurant. I'm not even a celebrity and I can sit down without having to get a reservation. Why would you come here? They show a beautiful art museums. Like we don't even have the Mona Lisa, but they have the famous painting of the Scream, hanging there.
Oh
So it's like
yeah.
all these things about why not to come, but it's really reasons to go. So that's really well done. And it's kind of been making its rounds on socials the last week.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, just to kind of have fun. Like it doesn't have to be so vanilla all the time at these places.
No, it does not. It does not. No, that's great. Oh, I love that. That's speaking of like super unusual. So there's a Canadian hotel that has a unique confessional for their guests. So I love this. So the property is called the Dorian. It's an autograph collection property. It's in downtown Calgary. And they've got a QR code and you can scan it. And when you did, it basically launches an app that prompts you to reveal your sins or your confessions. So it says, free your conscience and anonymously confess a solemn secret, moments of weakness, evenings of debauchery, lingering lies, etc. We are all collectors of guilts and mistakes, just like Dorian Gray. So for those that might not remember, Oscar Wilde in 1891 wrote the novel Picture of Dorian Gray. And it's this handsome narcissistic character. Basically, he's got this wish that he'll remain forever young while only his portrait will age. So if you reveal any negative secrets, the actual image of Dorian Gray gets older looking. And if you share nice secrets, he gets younger looking. So although you might not hear what any of the other people that are staying at that property currently are sharing, you will be able to tell the temperature as far as, are they sharing positive experiences or negative experiences?
It makes me nervous.
I
don't know what I would say. It's fun.
Right?
I like it. It's really creative. I like that they're doing that.
I should say the portrait is in the lobby. So it's not, the app tells you what to do, but the portrait is actually in the lobby. So,
got it. So you do it on your app and the portrait's changing.
Yeah. The portrait. Sorry, I did not.
That is cool. I like that.
Right?
Can
you imagine you walk by and you're like, oh, he doesn't look so good today.
Oh, skeleton. A lot of rough people out there last night on the streets in Canada.
But like, again, unique. Cool. How cool would this like technology?
Very fun.
I think it's really fun that they've done this. So
again, unique experiences. People want it. We're talking about it again. Like we talked about, being a wombat walker. Now we're talking about this in this hotel. I love seeing this creativity and just seeing how it comes about. Because, we've sat in those meetings like, I had this idea. And it's so easy to be like, that's a terrible idea. No one's going to talk to this app. And it worked.
It worked. I mean, look, hey, people want different things, and like how fun. And it also obviously ties into the name, the theme. People know what they're getting into when they go there. It's not like, what is this? This makes no sense. It is on brand and on theme with that actual property. So people get into it.
Good job.
Which I love. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about some travel stuff here. Air taxi. Air taxi. There's air taxi apps are receiving FAA approval. So you might be able to go in an air taxi, basically a helicopter, to take you places. And that might be far sooner than you might expect. That we are living in the time of the Jetsons. Basically.
Yeah. And I've seen some of them that kind of look like drones, like big drones that you can like fly around in. I know that they were testing it here in Miami. So there's a company that's trying to get it going, and it's a little nerve wracking, right, to see, because I don't know if I want to be the first on them, but they look like they work pretty well. And they've already got some flying in China. I see that they've got 2 that are going in China. And then another air taxi company, Archer Aviation, just received $450 million from Boeing and has a partnership with United Airlines. So, all right, it's starting to really take shape. You're going to start seeing these things buzzing around the skies.
And Joby is actually one of the companies. They partner with Delta Airlines. They actually have no plans to operate. No plans to operate without having a pilot on board. Oh, sorry. They're going to have a pilot on board. I was reading it like they were going to have it be no pilot.
Yeah, just fly it yourself. Go.
Speaking of no pilot, I'm sure you've seen or you have the cars that nobody's driving, like the taxis, Waymo and all of that.
Yeah, they're in your neck of the woods. They
are in my neck of the woods. Do you guys have them yet or no?
We have 1 or 2 like from Ford that drive around our streets.
Okay.
But there's always somebody in it.
Yeah. Okay. So they're still testing and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a good number of them. It's
I
not
saw you're expanding, right? But it's funny because I've seen like driverless cars in San Francisco that are getting caught with other driverless cars and like missing things. I was watching a whole like news report on it on CBS Sunday morning.
Come on.
They made it look, their whole thing was like, it's the tech dystopia with driverless cars passing these drug addicts on the streets of downtown San Francisco. Look what the tech world has created. So that was the message being put out.
Wow. Okay, cool. Slow news day. But interesting. It is. I think it's wild. Like,
it's so cool.
Somebody was trying to, they're like, well, I don't know. I mean,
look, even like your Tesla, you have a self-driving
I was just going to say.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we took to Orlando, our Lexus RX has not full driverless, but stays in the lane and has the radar sensor. And so it made the drive super easy. And like, I was a little nervous to like let go of the steering wheel or just kind of let it do its thing. And it stayed in its lane. And
no, it does its thing.
When it was pouring rain, it drove better than I would have. Right?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so I liked it.
I'm
all into it. It's a little nerve-wracking.
No, it's definitely nerve-wracking. I mean, I first tested my self-driving. So in my car, basically, if you put the destination so it knows where it's going, you can put it in fully self-drive mode. And when it was like inching into an intersection to make a left-hand turn across traffic, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is like so uncomfortable. But it does work, I mean, but the whole point is you have to pay attention. And so, but those Waymos, oh my gosh, they have like 25 cameras on them. They're like cameras all over the place, which I understand, but it's like,
I'm curious. I would like to see it like actually start working. I know people have ridden in them. I've seen some of the videos. I'm intrigued.
I need to. I just haven't. Yeah, a friend of mine was like, "Why haven't you been in one yet?" I'm like, I don't know.
All right, we need some content for next episode. So
okay, we'll work on it.
Get in the Waymo.
Work on it. I'll work on it. All right. Why don't we go to our real-time recap? I know that you touched on it briefly, but tell us, whether inspired by your recent vacation.
Yes, I will give this because I was very surprised. Sometimes we become a little bit of hotel snobs, right? I think
sometimes.
And we set up this trip on purpose to stay because my wife had to go to a conference. We were at a value hotel for the first 2 days, and then we transitioned to a premier hotel, both Universal hotels, which are all run by Lowe's Hotels, my former employer. But this was on my own, unannounced, going in there, and stayed at the Dockside Inn, part of the Endless Summer Resort at Universal Studios, where the rooms are $100 and they upgraded me to a suite that normally be like $140, 2-bedroom suite.
Nice.
And man, I got to tell you, it was so
wait,
nice.
A 2-bedroom suite for $140?
Yes, you can go online to the Endless Summer Resort at Universal, and usually, all right, you don't have facilities that are that nice. It's just a room and
sure,
full food hall that seats 500 people with all different food being made at live stations for you.
Yeah,
they've got 2 giant resort style pools, right, with lifeguards on duty and bar service at the pool decks with music going on. And floaties and all these things, arcade.
You have me at floaties.
I'm just telling you, I was ultra surprised by it. I'm going to write a little article about it because it's all about the training of the staff. The staff was so nice. They were welcoming. Like, they would walk around and give amenities throughout the lobby every day. They have a full Starbucks in there that was ultra efficient, getting people out of those lines in the morning when you have, because they have 2,050 rooms there, right? So it's a big place. So I was really impressed by them. So it's not always about the dollar amount on that room. You know, you can find great service anywhere if you do it the right way.
Oh, totally. I love that, because that is so true. It is. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but again, to see that out there when you're in the field, so to speak, and that reminder of it's really how you're just made to feel. And
because we went to the premier hotel, the Portofino, which is very nice, very posh, great amenities in the room. You know, the sheets are different, the towels are different, the amenities are different. But you expect that when you're paying this premier rate. So I was not expecting that kind of service at this lower rate, but it was there. So good job, guys. Good job.
Good job. And what I like too is that they know they are a family destination. So they know that you need a type of property for every family. And whether they're spending $1,000 a night, $100 a night, it is still a really special occasion. And even if you're working at a property that might be less expensive a night, it shows that these employees take full pride in what they're doing to be part of this core memory for a family. And it doesn't matter what hotel that they're working at, they're there, they're showing up for the guests that are coming. And I love to see that, because they understand that they're part of a much bigger thing, bigger even than their property.
And my kids are young, 8 and 6. And when we were leaving, so they were leaving, we checked out of the Portofino. It's time to go home. Hey guys, where do you want to get lunch? Like, can we go back to Dockside Inn and get lunch at the food hall? I was like, yeah, let's go back. And so we had our last lunch.
Oh, cute. That's cute. I love that. I love that. Well, that's so cool. Well, I mean, so for my real-time recap, definitely Margaritaville at Sea. I have to say, shout out to that whole team. It was a lot. We did have we didn't have great weather. So we had bad weather. And so, you know, there were a lot of guests that were pushing back a lot on that. But I mean, the weather has nothing. The weather, I mean, you can't control the weather. You know, but you also understand when people, you know, save up money and they spend money on a vacation, they want the weather to be great, but that's not in control of wherever they're staying, or whether it's a cruise ship, a hotel, whatever. But everybody, all the staff was awesome. So the staff was great. And then more recently, I did just a quick night stay for work at the West Hollywood Edition, and it's right down the street from me. I've been to the common spaces many times. My first time actually being in one of their rooms, really enjoyed it. And my first time actually kind of interacting more with the employees there. And everybody was so nice. They were just everything from like the welcome amenity how they wrote my, you know, I mean, the perfect font, you name it. It was a really, really wonderful experience. So I also want to give them a shout out as well. We've got so many people out there doing some good things.
Yeah, it just shows you there's a lot of great people out there. Congrats to those teams, hiring the right people for the right seats, putting them out there.
Yeah. Okay. So we have our hospitality quote.
Let's do it.
Do we have that ready to go? Oh, boom.
Oh, Will is back. Will is in the back.
Will's in the back. He's sharing that. Okay. I love this. Our good old friend, Horst Schultz. Yes. Unless you have 100% customer satisfaction, you must improve. We are always be improving. Always be improving.
Yeah, 100% is impossible. So you always have to be improving.
Totally. Well, and even if, let's just say, even you go on some streak that you get a bunch of 5-star reviews, let's just say that's what that is. You should still be improving, because you're not always going to be on top. You know what I mean? Unless you continually strive to be better and better and better. So, yeah, I mean, that just needs to be part of the equation, I think.
I love it. I think he created that luxury brand with Ritz-Carlton hotels. He knows the gold standard when it was at its peak before Marriott bought it. It was the place that everyone strived to be like. So,
ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen, as we have heard
many times.
Exactly. Well, I think it's great because I think that sort of mindset not only should apply to your property, but it should just apply to you as a human being, that you're always trying to improve yourself. So educate yourself more, but give yourself, physical challenges, mental challenges, reading books, whatever it is. Always be improving.
I'll take it. You inspired me. I'm ready to hit the gym today. I missed it this morning. I got to go this afternoon.
Yeah, get it. Anyway,
look at the Hulkster coming out.
I just said get it. Okay. That was great. That was so great.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. As always, this has been a great episode. Wow.
I loved it. It was awesome.
I know. It was like we just came back. And so summer's in full swing, but we are definitely happy to be back and be here. And thank you guys as always for joining us. I'm excited for next week to see what we're going to talk about. I don't even know yet.
Send us some topics. We'll get some things in here. It'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely send us some topics for sure. Always looking for that. And
we'll see you next week.
We will. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Want to stop juggling spreadsheets, calendars, and a dozen apps just to run your rentals? Logify makes it easy. It's an all-in-one toolkit for hosts. Build a direct booking website, automate guest messaging, and keep all your channels in sync. Running your rental business your way has never been simpler. And for Good Morning Hospitality listeners, you can get 20% off any yearly plan with code GMH20. Just check the link in the show notes to get started today.